Calling to the front, the stage. Please take the mic, Darren Hove. Well, something that I and Coralie and Darren didn't know about each other, we were all studying some books from the same religion. Well, I won't even say the name of the religion. Point is, we were honest, hardworking, fair. We upgraded ourselves when the system was shit. We didn't say the system is shit, but one day Coralie kind of said, is this system shit? Is everyone in here stupid? Yes! Coralie, yes! They are. The system is shit. I wanted to say that too. Maybe we should go out. Yeah. We had one date, and after that she said, do you want to move in together? We graduated. And, well, so, I could type at 35 whoopum, that's words per minute. We had Miss Scott as our typing teacher. And sitting beside her, someone, I won't say who just epically cute. Now, if any high school guys were worthy, were confident, man, they could have caught the sweetest prize in high school. But I have to say my first wife was the sweetest prize. However, Sherry Lyle, Nicole Morris, Coralie's friend, Tamaljeet, the Baha'i faith, there were others. Kathy, Suzanne. I mean, if they're just epically hot, I don't have to even add them to a list. They already know. The girls who are super hot knew. But all the girls I mentioned were also actually super hot. Not that it's all about looks. Back to Darren. Darren didn't have to take, this is Grad 88, taking the stage, getting the dogwood. Did you have something to say? No, because we're fucking grade 12, insecure. School didn't help us at all. Fortunately, I went to a Mormon retreat and got my life sorted. This is not the religion that we were studying though, me and the other two. But they did like, pick your best color, and the colors you thought you loved, they didn't look good on you. They made your skin look not beautiful, and you look not beautiful. Like, that's the colors you love. You're supposed to dress your friends in those colors. That's a lesson I learned. They could add that to the program. Anyway, the Mormons had it together because they're possibly just, well, the smartest, most capable, most effective at teaching. J-Dub, very competitive on all those grounds. Mormons, though, repopulation from nothing. There's not another religion I knew that grew themselves like that. Back to Darren. Here's the thing. Darren was big. He didn't have to say, I'm Darren, I'm big. This is Darren Hove. There's another Darren who's big. He was quiet, soft-spoken. He didn't have to say I'm smart because we're always kind of looking at someone's grades. How's he doing? Oh, yeah, he's right up there too. Right up there. I think in I did mention one video and I mentioned the top 4, and so he would make then the top 5. I think he's one who got the big scholarship. Anyway, as long as I knew him, never heard a swear word, never had, as he would finish the sentence, a discouraging word, now you got me sounding like a cowboy, or disparaging, could it be that too? Where do you get this articulateness? Well, one day I got to meet his father and his mother. His father is a double dose of him. So his last name is Hove. He's like just even bigger, and he's got this giant, you know how people try to grow those mustaches and curl them up? This one just grows and curls on its own. I think it gets to the limits and just says, all right, I'm curling now. He is a double dose. His name, Hoberly Hove. And his mom, do you know the little floret? Big one, actually, the big black rose, for example. I don't want to say black like it's a funeral because she's not like that. Could be blue. But she has black hair. Her hair is like that. She is like that. Perfect. Kind of steps aside, but so large and perfect that you just couldn't. She's not giant, or she's short. She's not fat either. There's a presence. She's like Darren. She can stand silently. She might ask a good prompting question. And I remember one time she asked me one. She said, well, Darren's about to graduate, of course, as you are. Oh, by the way, would you like a flower? Oh, actually, my mom got me one. You could have two. I think I probably should just go with my mom's, otherwise, like, there's something about that, isn't there? And she said, well, with some people there is, and it's good that you've identified it. Better to play your strategic cards if you do know. Well, I've got to hand it to you. Whoa. Never heard that from any other student's mother. Especially one that I could see was so on the ball. Okay, she says to me, is there anything that you think Darren could improve? Oh, and by the way, Darren doesn't have a date. What do you think of that? He's going without a date. And I said, oh, geez, I guess I might be going without a date too. I wasn't sure who to ask. And at the very end, I get 4 girlfriends all intersecting. Sharon, I can say her last name because she's married now, but I shouldn't. Sherry Lyle, sweet tart and smart as a tart. Or quick like a tart. In a tart store. If there's a tart store and you order a tart, you get it very fast, right? That's how she is. She's a quick wit, and she's just genuine, 100% genuine. Nicole, who is just super bodacious, number one of our, well, she actually was grade 11, so she's a year under me. But just, oh my God, super voluptuous, super beautiful. Her long hair, I think back to the back of her knee, or at least past her buttocks. Really thick, long hair, super beautiful. And a creative artist and skilled musician and athletic. Her father's a mountain bike rider, and so is she. Okay, back to Darren. So I get these 4, oh, and Coralie. And Coralie is the one who's studying. And Coralie is really, she's built like me. She's a skinny little stick girl, but a bit taller, so not quite a fairy, but like Flapper Girl. She's absolutely gorgeous. I wouldn't want to say who is prettier, that like all, if I say 9s, 9 out of 10 you'd have to do it again. It's 9s. All the ones I mentioned. And I eventually marry Crystal, who's number 5, but she wasn't my girlfriend in high school. I'd say these are the 5 most physically beautiful girls in high school. I think I might have dropped 2 more names in there, so I'll say 6 and 7. But 6 and 7 were not girlfriends. Kamaljeet and Corley's friend were not my girlfriends in any way. Nor the 2 Kathys. Suzanne I got to date once, and oh my God, also very tall. I think she's 6'1" maybe, or 6'2". Very, and wears it well. Again, confident family. Only upright, only positive. You never hear anything negative. How are you? I'm fine. Oh, she's not doing fine. Something's not right. Can't tell you where I am, it's a secret. I rented a bike for a day. Yep. I had enough for gas and food. I haven't stolen yet, but they censored me. You can see I've got 0 views on everything. I'm now out of money. Absolutely out of money and digital currency. Back to Darren. He did not take the dare. Of the dare, I'm aware. He wouldn't fall for anything. He wouldn't lose his focus. The way that these guys, the top 5, got there, and it might have been more. It might have been 6. I'm not sure. The ones who got the big scholarship, the way they spent their time, they didn't fall into distraction. They focused. They did the work. Go home, study. Figure it out. Do it. I did not have my parents as a study buddy. I had defects, family that I lived with, although my stepfather's super capable. He once gave me the leather strap, left welts on my butt, and then I that close to an attempted murder. Well, attempted, I mean, I was ready to go. He's sleeping. What's he gonna do? He was tall until he's sleeping. Okay, wait, sorry, back to Darren. This wouldn't happen to Darren. So his mother says, is there anything that could be improved? And I said, sometimes he kind of gets in this slump. But it's a slump pose, I realize. He's kind of slumping it off like, wow, I'm there too. Yeah, just get me down. He could stand right back up. He's actually using his body for the full acting. And the other thing, you give him credit and you, nothing, wave it off. Stand up, take credit. That's a character thing. Yeah, he probably today still doesn't do that. So no, couldn't be fixed. That's what I'd say. I'd say he scores 100%. Really quickly, there's another Darren, and he got huge. He was starting to get huge in high school, and then after high school, he got truly huge. Darren Maywood. He started out as not only short, skinny, and he couldn't grow tall, so he grew wider, but then he grew taller. I don't know what happened. His genetics caught up. Graduates the biggest guy. I think a year out of high school, he would have been the biggest guy in high school. Another one who, at the time, wouldn't fight, but coulda, because I knew he had it, and he was righteous and super capable. Okay, how do I know Darren's capable? We bought these radio-controlled cars, very expensive at the time. I bought the Tamiya Frog, best in the business. Couldn't do better than the Tamiya Frog. And then he shows up at the track. There's a little hand-dug track for racing our cars on, with a Tamiya Hotshot, 4-wheel drive. It's the Frog with 2 motors. What the hell? Didn't like this one bit. I had just bought my Frog, and his car was only I think mine was $400 and his was $600. $1988. We have radio-controlled toys, $400 and $600. You could buy a real car for that much. In fact, I did. My Volkswagen Beetle, 1970, my birth year. I also had that, and I paid $500 for that. And then $1,500 for a fiberglass kit to turn it into a Baja Bug. And $2,000 for suspension. And then I rebuilt the engine. Anyway, Darren Maywood also had a Baja Bug. But he bought his. It was already Baja'd. And he let someone else bite the bullet. For all that stuff I bought, add that up, is that $500, $200, $1,500, $4,000? He paid $1,000 to someone else who already had a Baja. So a little bit smarter than me in that one thing. Just the same as a Hotshot. Bastard. Capital star. Then he did it up more. And my car didn't get finished. His car just got better and better. And he took me out in that, and then he traded that off, bought a Jeep, upgraded, took me out in that. Went up the side of a hill with my wife-to-be. I was dating. Had a muddy seatbelt in the back, put it on my wife, got mud all over her. Darren, if you were anyone else, I'd have to smash you. He says, but you couldn't because I smile so much, right? Yeah, what he meant, and he does this when he bicep. Because he only would smile. We could call him the Terminator because he liked Arnold Schwarzenegger, but he called his kitten the Terminator. So, where does he get his kitten? From the Crystal, who would become my wife. Sold him a kitten from her batch of purebred kittens. I think they were $20 each. Well, 5 kittens, $100. She got to pay her rent one more month. I recognize the number of young, beautiful girls who could be so easily prostituted because they want to move out of their stupid house and all they need is an apartment. And that's what cops do. They rent up a bunch of apartments and they let the girls move out and they teach daddy a lesson and they pimp them out and they make $50 fuck. It has to be a 50 or you wouldn't know, pigs. The crimes of this world are committed by the police. I stand against it. I don't tolerate them. I do not go to a jail cell. I will not enter one. I will not do anything in so-called compliance or cooperation. They're an absolute fraud. So in the name of Jehovah, woohoo! I'm free. Can I eat? Well, I can sleep for free between these two trees, but what do I eat? Am I about to commit a crime? Walked into the Bank of Cambodia, past 20 military who happened to be hanging outside their bank. I don't know, I think one of them was in there cashing checks or something. No idea. I got to finish this high school story. I want to quickly say something about each person. It was really interesting. So Darren Maywood, he was just such a cool guy. These are the confident people, the very few in high school. So much insecurity ruined people. Why can't high school figure this out? Our church has a program. It's a one-day program, and you get it. A one-day paramedic program would mean Henry Nowak would be alive with us today. I, as Archangel Surya 7, called Henry up, escorted him up. He told me he wanted to go. I said, I'll heal your body. How about that? You can stay. I give up. I said, I know why you give up. You got stabbed in the heart. I can see it. You get stabbed in the heart. And there's a chemistry reaction that happens. It goes to your brain, and it makes you want to give up. So you give up to die, so you don't want to be in turmoil. Giving up is a peaceful thing. What? No, be quiet! When we arrived at the pearly gates, which is what I imagine, Henry was immediately taken and guided in, and an archangel. You can identify them by the big wings on the back. There's angels too. Covers him. Henry had already spoken to me. I said other things too. There's more conversation than me and Henry on the way up. I had to talk about his parents and is he resolved and would he like to come back for his mother or father? Is there a message I should pass on? Here we go. The angel says this: he's ours. Whoa! Like, as in he was expected. It makes me think, who is this guy? I don't want to mention his name. I don't want to call him into this space. But if he was a Sikh, pronounced Sikh, which is just too confusing with the English words, and we're talking about a Sikh-headed person, so I don't want to confuse that. Well, if he was, it would be important to note, and I think should have been noted many times, in fact everywhere, that the prince's name He was kicked out of the temple in 2023. It was documented. So this guy should not represent that religion. Okay, a few more people for the stage. It's a 20-minute video. I've gone over again, so if I'm uploading them at a 20-minute site, you're going to miss some stuff. I'll stop this one and start again.